We're actually here today doing some upgraded bushes. We're here today with Max's 𝘍𝘶𝘴𝘏 𝘍𝘰𝘤𝘶𝘴
and that equal length basically gets rid of that raspy sound.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Darren Evans, this is 𝘍𝘶𝘴𝘏 Performance. We're here today with this Mark II Focus. Now it's not the normal Focus ST, this is I think a 1.6 or 1.8 version, still a Mark II Focus. So we're actually here today doing some upgraded bushes. So the customers actually sourced them themselves. For once, they're not a urethane or a urethane bush from Powerflex or Polybush. They're actually I think they're a locally sourced one. If I find out in a bit, I'll let you know off the bags, but I'm sure they'll include a cutaway anyway. So what we plan on this is to do all the rear bushes, including the banana arms, the lower arms, the rear track control arms, the bladed arms as well. So there's quite a bit of work to be getting on with. We actually had this car in previously and investigated this, but because there's drum brakes on the rear, which aren't normally there in a Focus, we actually had to order some extra additional bits because some of the handbrake cables actually went through the rear arms. So we're going to get on with installing these new bits for this customer, but it just goes to prove that it isn't just Focus STs that need these upgrades. Regardless and irrespective, it's the same platform and these bushes do get worn, and when you come to doing tracking or alignment, you're going to suffer the same issue, which is seized bolts and seized bushes. So we'll update you along the way, we'll get some nice footage and we'll show you the process from start to finish. Right guys, so we're part way through this now. Al's got the rear track control arms off, the rest of the gubbins to go with it, banana arms, the whole lot. He's just pushing some bushes out of some of the rear control arms. Which arms are they, Al?
Lower. The
rear lower arms. So these are the ones that are a bit temperamental. The bushes don't always fit back in them. They're sometimes a bit too large. And I'll talk to you about that. Go on, what were you going to say?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I'll have to bleep that bit out. Sometimes the bushes actually, sometimes they'll fit in one. He's ruined me now. So sometimes the bushes will actually fit in, and other times they'll just drop through, and as Al said, you know, it's a matter of opinion whether it's too big or not. On the odd occasion, you do have to replace some of the bits, irrespective of whether you're trying to put new bushes in. Now, some of these have already been done, like the banana arms, they've had the bushes installed. They've gone in successfully. Now these are actually split in two, so these are fairly difficult to push out and push back in. It's not an easy thing to do. Obviously we've got the bladed arms left to do and these rear track control arms. So we'll come back to you in a bit when we've done a bit more to this. Ben's just cleaning some stuff in the background, so sorry about the noise, but we'll let Al get on with it. He's pretty proficient at this now because he does a lot of the underbody restoration stuff. So he's got plenty of experience. So we're about, I don't know, 2.5 hours in now. There's a lot of cutting involved and a lot of other work that goes into this. It's not quite as simple as you may think. This is almost all the way towards doing a full bush set because there's only actually 2 bushes in the front that get changed, which are part of obviously the lower control arm or lower wishbone, whatever you want to call it. So we'll come back to you in a bit and give you an update. Right, so here's a perfect example that Alan's just pulled out on the rear track control arms, where the bush itself is actually loose inside the original lower track control arm. So as you can see, this one in comparison to the other one actually just pushes, it's just going to prove me wrong now, isn't it? It actually pushes straight in and I'll push through, so we're actually going to have to replace this because it's probably going to cause a rattle. So that's just some of the bits that you're up against. The rest of the bits now we've put in, we've installed the blades into the rears, we've installed the bushes in the other lower rear track control arms, and we're nearly there, almost ready for it to go back on. So this one I believe needs to go in the front of this other one that's there. This was just an example, but I'm going to let Al get on with installing that one in there, and we'll come back to you when we're putting these back on the vehicle, and hopefully give you a little synopsis at the end, or a summing up should I say. Probably 3 times. Anyway, for those of you that love some handheld footage, this time the shakiness is not from me, it's from Bennett, because the gimbal's gone dead, or actually the camera setup's too heavy. But anyway, this is all over now. Other than a couple of little niggles, and we're not going to go into them too much, these Superflex bushes, that's what they were, that's the brand that they are, were pretty good. We had to change one of the track control arms, the lower arms, because obviously, as you saw before, it was sliding through. As we say, a lot of the time some of these bushes don't fit in, they're a bit more worn, I suppose, some of the actual components themselves. I'm not sure that's actually a great assessment of it. I think some of them are just a totally different size, if I'm honest. We've replaced the track control arm bushes. We haven't replaced the washers and nuts here because the customer actually supplied these himself, but he supplied the wrong bits there. Anyway, overall, this was a little bit more hassle than doing a Focus ST, because this has got drums on the rear and handbrake cable and all that lovely stuff to play about with. If we were doing this, we probably would have considered doing the drop blinks and also the anti-roll bar bushes just to finish it off. You could argue the point that maybe this could have been powder coated or cleaned and painted or whatever you wish anyway, but ultimately it's not the time to be buying a new car, so the customer decided that prices are probably going to remain high for the next sort of 18 months. They're about 33% higher than they should be, so bet the devil he knows. So he decided to upgrade them, make sure this car would last him a fair bit longer, and hopefully have some more happy motoring. He seems to enjoy the car, so that's all that matters really. But for now, I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do consider doing so. Hit that bell icon to stay notified. Comment down below if you've got any questions. Al, Ben, myself, Lee, everyone here tries to get into the comments, in amongst it, and kind of answer any questions that you've got. Al's actually told me to let you know that if you see anything in the video that you may think is wrong, it was noticed. So yeah, comment down below if Lee decides to include it in the video. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. This is BD Performance. I'm Darren Evans, and see you in the next one.